This is Max, also known as Rinharisaki. He's our in-house Breath of the Wild expert. With over 2,300 hours in the game, he's created techniques, has a 99-page combat glossary, and even knows Link's weight equivalent.
There is actually different weights for different items in Breath of the Wild. Like, I know Link weighs 5 apples and 2 spicy peppers combined is like Link's weight, which is just a weird fact.
And today, he's going to be breaking down some of the most viral Breath of the Wild clips and explain to us common folk just how these ridiculous moves are being pulled off. If you want to see Max break down more clips, let us know in the comments below. And if you'd like, consider subscribing if you're not already. Alright Max, over to you.
Okay, so he's doing a very intricate setup for something that can be done pretty easily in other ways.
Well, excuse me, princess.
So first of all, he's doing something called a bomb flip, which is basically in the holding stance where you have something above your head, like a rock or a bomb or a shrine puzzle like this. If you do a jump attack with a heavy weapon while you're in the air, that attack will go over your head. So that actually knocks things backwards. So in that case, he already pre-damaged the weapon, so then when he does that, the weapon breaks and it knocks it backwards. And then after that, oh, you know what? He did that because he wouldn't get landing lag. That's interesting. When you normally do a weapon flip like that with two-ended weapons, you'll slam the ground. And that ground slam takes a lot of time to get out of. So he broke the weapon immediately. So then all he could do is just turn around and stasis the puzzle, which is really cool. And then he does 2 backflips and then he runs forwards, probably for timing purposes, but wasn't really necessary, I guess. He could just jump off of that because he wasn't timing the puzzle bomb to go anywhere. He's just using it as a platform, so he doesn't really need to time anything. But it's interesting because then he does a shield jump, unequips a shield, and then he bomb ragdoll jumps over the ledge. Again, it's a lot of intricate maneuvers for something that could be done with like one wind bomb. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not like a shrine running expert by any means, but this is pretty cool to just watch like this, so. Okay, so that was a pretty standard Cryonis launch. When something is ragdolled or goes into ragdoll state, there's some weird like glitch launch properties around them. So the weird thing about Guardians is their body is actually always in a ragdoll state and their legs just kind of carry that ragdoll state around. So that's why you can use a Cryonis block to slow down time and then launch that body way up into the air like that. You know, the cool part about this obviously is like you have to aim the ancient arrow. So it probably took him a couple times to do that, but it's still cool nonetheless because that Guardian is spinning. So to get the headshot as it's spinning, not quite easy, but I'm sure after a couple tries you can get it. I'm not gonna lie, there's actually a video that Cleric made a while ago where, or no, I'm sorry, a fan of Cleric made about the reality of making clips like this.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang it.
How long has he been doing this?
1, 2,
Dang it.
3. 3 days.
Dang it. Oh. Oh.
The reality is it takes a couple tries for sure. This is actually not as hard as it looks.
Well, excuse me again, princess.
So there's a technique called switch canceling in Breath of the Wild, basically, where as you parry, you can switch shields or weapons actually, and it will put you back to neutral immediately after your switch. So you can just parry back to back with no delay. This actually was easier because it wasn't master mode. And what master mode does is Guardians will fake out shots. So sometimes they'll do just a direct shot, and sometimes they'll like delay it to like kind of fake you out. The harder version is the master mode version, because some Guardians will fake you out and other ones won't. So this one's like a standard one where all the Guardians shoot at the exact same time. You can just parry each one, and it's pretty much going to be the same every single time. Master mode is a lot harder, so this is the easier version. But it's still cool. It looks really cool when you like destroy all the Guardians at once. So Pecco. Okay, so let's start from like the beginning here. So the Crusher Lynel is coming towards him. He usually does a sweeping attack, which is pretty low, and that stuff can be jumped over with a shield jump. Again, that shield jump is actually used for shield surfing down hills, but it does give you a lot of height upwards, and if you unequip the shield, you get even slightly more height. So that can be used to jump over attacks like this. He relocks onto the Lynel, does a spin attack. Here, so he does a parry, and it looks really quick, because usually a parry lasts a long time. It's usually like a long animation. It's like a slow-mo. It looks really cool. But he just parries and immediately gets out of it, which is called a crouch cancel, which is basically the moment you parry and you crouch, it cancels that, and then you can stand back up. So you just hit parry, crouch, crouch. So you're immediately back up and you're ready to go. So it's actually a faster way to get out of the parry animation, so you can do whatever you want afterwards, which is pretty cool. A really useful technique in just regular high-level combat is to pull out your bow as you're backflipping. It's pretty common. You'll see in a lot of Twitter clips that you'll see a lot of players including myself, that I'll backflip, drop a bomb, and pull out your bow at the same time. So now you've got your bow drawn and you have a bomb in front of you, all ready to go. So it sets up a lot of techniques after that. You can shoot your bow and then you can stasis. You can shoot your bow and then you can jump forward and shield block reset off of the bomb that you have in front of you. There's a lot of options after that. So basically, he's just doing a whole bunch of advanced stuff here back to back. Here, it's not really used that often. There's not a real technique name for it yet, but you can shoot also in slow motion too, where you can shoot the bombs with your arrows and it'll actually knock it forward. Another common way to use that is during updrafts. You can updraft, drop the bomb, turn around and shoot the bomb, and that'll actually launch the bomb forward, farther than you could ever throw it. In this case, it's used on the ground. You could just shoot the bomb and it'll just kind of roll on the ground. It actually would have been more effective with the round bomb, but it's annoying to just keep switching bomb types back and forth. So it's just cool to just kind of show off and just push the bomb forward so you can blow it up. This is actually pretty old footage, it looks like, but Pecco's been consistently good at just on the fly fighting. I'm more good at like setup, preset combat where I know what's going on and what I'm gonna do, but there's a lot of fighters out there who are just really good at being on the fly, like just kind of doing stuff depending on what the enemy does. And Lynel fighting there's a lot of that in Lynel fighting, and this is obviously some really good stuff. So good job, Pecco. Not too advanced, but it just does look really cool. He obviously has his Bokoblin mask on, so he won't be detected. And what Bokoblins or any enemies like to do when you have like a Majora's Mask or enemy mask on is they just like to circle around you. So what he did here was use Urbosa's Fury and all the metal boxes and his Thunderblade to obviously just do a whole bunch of electricity damage at once. So it's interesting that he took off his mask. He didn't really need to take off his mask. I don't know, it just makes it look cool again. A lot of the combat stuff, again, is just for style, There's no, like, multiplayer online Breath of the Wild, so this is all just for style and looking cool on Twitter, so. So what he did here was he pre-placed all these items on the ground, all the dragon parts, and then he pre-placed the bombs as well. So all those in a pile. These are all floatable objects, which means that when they hit an updraft, that they will fly with it. Rivali's Gale does stay updrafting for like 10 seconds or so. So he used that updraft to carry them both. There is actually different weights for different items in Breath of the Wild. Like I know Link weighs 5 apples and 2 spicy peppers combined is like Link's weight, which is just a weird fact. But yeah, these dragon parts weigh differently than bombs. So the dragon parts took a little bit longer to meet up with the bombs. Once they do, it just looks really cool because then you can bomb them. And then whenever that item gets launched, then by either just dropping it and rolling or by, getting launched by bombs like this, it'll just have this cool sparkling effect. It just looks like fireworks, which is really cool. So yeah, just another neat visual trick in Breath of the Wild. All right, well, that was fun to watch. Thank you guys. If you like this kind of content, we have more on GameSpot's YouTube channel. And like and subscribe because there will be more coming. And for everything else, stay right here on GameSpot.